Hello everyone, Ms. Delau here, ready to help you with your body paragraphs. Let's start off with body paragraph 2. Whenever we're starting a body paragraph, we need to start with a topic sentence. A topic sentence is going to let the reader know what the main idea of that paragraph is. So for body paragraph 1, you're focusing on your first trait. For body paragraph 2, you're focusing on your second trait. So your first sentence, let's look at the example here. Salva faced several challenges in a long walk to water. One of those challenges Salva encountered was the harsh environment around him. Pause the video here, take a look at your topic sentence, and make sure that you have the trait in it. Circle it once you have found your trait. Excellent job. Once we've clearly identified our trait, then we can move forward to supporting our trait with evidence. There's kind of two parts here in the evidence. The first part is going to be a little bit of an introduction, explaining what's happening during the time of this evidence, and then you're going to put the evidence word for word in the text. So let's look at the green here. This is the introduction. Before the evidence, we have, while his group was thinking about their trip across the Akobo Desert, he thought. It's a very brief description that's just letting the reader know that this evidence is taking place in the Akobo Desert. Please find your introduction, which should take place right before your evidence, and label it introduction. Great job. Right after the introduction, you should have the evidence word for word from your text. Make sure that your evidence has quotation marks around it. And make sure that your evidence truly supports your trait. Pause the video, reread your evidence, and put a check mark if your evidence strongly supports your trait. One last thing when it comes to evidence. You need to cite the page number. When you're finished with the evidence, in parentheses, please write your page number. Pause the video and make sure your page number is included. Now we are ready for the analysis. Your analysis is going to explain how the evidence supports your thesis statement. Let's look at this analysis. This quote explains how harsh the Akobo Desert is. Most plants are never going to survive in that environment because of the difficult conditions. The desert had almost no water year-round, and that is why it is a challenge for Salva. So in your case, again, you're explaining how your trait helped Salva to survive. So there's two parts of your evidence I want you to look at. Take your evidence, reread it, and then in your analysis, label the first part, which should be your challenge, and the second part of your analysis, which is how the trait helped Salva survive. Pause the video and label 1 and 2. All right, so we're pretty much going to just repeat that process when it comes to evidence number 2. So before we put in our second piece of evidence, we're going to repeat the introduction process. A brief sentence that is just letting you know what's happening during the time of your evidence. So please pause the video and label your introduction. After the introduction, make sure that your evidence is taken word for word from the text with quotation marks around it. And make sure that your evidence truly supports your trait. Once that is done, put a check mark. Please pause the video here to do so. Don't forget your page number. Pause the video and circle your page number. We're getting there. Now it's time for our second analysis. How does the second piece of evidence prove your trait? Reread your second piece of evidence. Break it down into the challenge and how the trait helped Salva survive. Please underline and label 1 for challenge, 2 for how the trait helped Salva survive. Pause the video, please. And the last part of your body paragraph is a closing sentence. You are going to pretty much wrap up the entire paragraph in one brief sentence. Let's look at the model essay. Despite being afraid, Salver survived this harsh environment. So reread your body paragraph and close it nicely with a sentence that just sums up what you talked about in that body paragraph. Pause the video and hit play once you've completed that. As you can see, there are several steps when it comes to your body paragraphs, but that is where most of your points are going to come when it comes to grading this as a test grade. So your body paragraph 1 is done. In order to do body paragraph 2, please restart the video from the beginning, and you're going to repeat the same exact process with body paragraph 2. The only difference is now you're talking about trait number 2. So please, at this point, replay the video and repeat the steps when it comes to body paragraph 2, and then you are ready to go and move on to your conclusion. Thank you.